Hello, friends. I hope you're out wandering through nature, exploring the natural world around you. Do you enjoy writing about your wanderings? Nature journaling is an awesome, fun way to remember all the adventures you have taken and how you felt during those journeys. If you're looking for some beautiful journals to keep track of all your wanderings, I have several available on Amazon, including some guided journals for children. Start your journey in journaling by clicking on the link in the show notes. Keep exploring the nature around you and keep journaling all your wanderings. Hey friends, Paul here, and yes, this is the Nature Wanderer podcast. And today I am out and about at Birdsong Park in Orchard Park, New York. Birdsong Park, I've done some episodes from here before. It's a small little park. There's a new development, fairly new development that they put in Orchard Park. And part of the deal to the developer was that they take a certain amount of the property in order for them to get permission to build this development. This is how the story goes. I'm not positive this is accurate, but this is what I've heard, is that they told the developer, it's like, hey, well, you have to put so many acres aside for the general public, for the residents of Orchard Park to use and whoever. So that's what they did, and that's what Birdsong Park is all about. So I'm not sure how many acres there is here. I'm actually walking across the open field area. There's a pond that they put in. There's usually a lot of ducks and geese, people fishing here, but it's a little bit of a chilly autumn day. And the reason I'm out and about, and our topic for today is this weekend is National Take a Hike Day. Yeah, take a hike. Get out of here. No, not that type of take a hike. It's actually a national holiday. I tried to do some research on the history of it, and I really didn't find a whole lot of information about who started it, where it came from, but there are some groups that are promoting it, and it's basically a day to encourage people to get outside, because this is the time of year, at least in the northern climates, when it's starting to get cold, starting to get, I hate to say it, ugly. We go all summer with everything all green and beautiful and gorgeous, and then we get winter and the fall, and all the leaves fall off the trees. Boy, I've been raking leaves like crazy. Moved to some property with lots and lots of trees, which I love the trees, but yeah, it also means lots and lots of leaves to rake in the fall. So I'm headed to the woods, so if it's a little windy, you can probably hear the wind. That will hopefully go away shortly. But anyhow, this time of year it's kind of dreary. I mean, all the leaves are off the trees are dead. I know so many people who are like, oh man, this is an ugly time of year. And honestly, I don't really think it is. It's just as beautiful as any other time of year. I like spring with all the flowers coming up and all the green, the newness of life. But even in the autumn, you know, we're getting a lot of wind, so we're going to take a short break here. Okay, close to the woods here, so blocking the wind. I apologize for that. Didn't realize how windy it was out in the open field. But anyhow, like I was saying, this is the time of year where a lot of people look at it as, hey, all the leaves are off the trees. It's really, the way I look at it is you have to look at it a different way. Okay, you got to look at it as now we're looking at the artistic value of the trees. Instead of the beautiful colors and the bright green leaves, or in the fall, the colorful leaves, now we're looking at the shape of the tree and the branches and the way they look like veins just spreading out into the air. You can see the big clumps of leaves up in the trees now where the squirrels have made their homes. So I got birds calling to me here too. So that's the artistic value of the woods this time of year. At least in my opinion, it's just as beautiful as any other time of year. So that's why, a lot of people though tend to take this time of year as, time to hibernate. Yeah, winter's coming, time to go and hide in our houses. I just got dive bombed by a bird. Well, not really dive bombed, he was just flying past. But this is the time of year where most people are like, yeah, winter's coming, it's getting cold, I don't want to be outside, it's too cold to be outside, so I'm going to hibernate. So my thought is that somewhere along the line someone decided that, hey, everyone's thinking about hibernating. No, everyone should be outdoors. So let's make a day in the fall when everyone's starting to think about, okay, I got all my hiking in for the summertime, to start hanging around inside watching TV on our butts, and let's get them outside hiking. So someone made up this National Hiking Day, National Take a Hike Day. And I think it's a great idea. So I'm hoping that you'll get outside and hike. And also, this is our first episode of season 3, and I thought, what better way to celebrate that too, by getting outside and enjoying a beautiful autumn day. A little bit breezy. We've had exceptionally warm weather here, so it's been quite breezy because it keeps bringing in some cold weather, and it brings in the warm weather, and we've got a nice pond here. I'm just going to take a seat and enjoy this. Just for a second, because it is, we are celebrating National Take a Hike Day, so I should be hiking, but got to stop once in a while and enjoy what's around you too. I don't know if I've ever told you about my experience with certain hiking groups. I'm not going to mention them by name. I think I have in past episodes, but I have led hikes with certain hiking groups, and the hiking group will have an event, and they're like, well, those people who want to, do a real hike, you can go with this person, and anyone who wants an educational hike, you can go with this person, and that's usually me. And it's like I hardly get anyone, and the rest of the group is out just hauling butt through the woods. It's like, you're missing all this. I mean, I'm listening to the wind and the few leaves that are left on the trees. What is it about these oaks that the leaves stay on so much longer? I'm going to have to do some research on that. That could be an upcoming episode. But the birds are singing in the trees. They're calling. Not really singing right now, but they're calling. So I'm hearing the birds, and there's this beautiful pond, just tons of cattails. Usually when I pass this pond, cattails are so high and green, you really can't see much of the water. But today, because everything's kind of dying off, because of the winter is coming, I can actually see quite a bit of the water, so it's really nice. And the sun, oh, what a dreary morning it was. Had lots of clouds and a little bit chilly. There was rain yesterday, so everything was kind of damp, and now the sun came out, the clouds cleared away, and got this beautiful sunshine just beating on my face. It's absolutely beautiful. But anyhow, so yeah, take a hike. That's what this day is all about. It's Sunday. This coming Sunday is National Take a Hike Day, so I really encourage you to get out and take a hike. So this Sunday, November 17th, Take a Hike Day. case you're listening to this after Take a Hike Day, you're probably thinking, well, this Sunday is not enough. The 17th of November. It's Take a Hike Day, and don't tell me you can't find a place to go hiking. I mean, there are more than 60,000 miles of trails, and that's just in the National Trail System. So it doesn't even count as smaller trails. And speaking of that, hiking. A lot of people ask me, well, are you going for a walk or are you going for a hike? Is there a difference? I looked that up because many years ago I did, because I would get people asking me, it's like, I'd ask them, hey, you want to go for a hike? And they're like, oh, no, I'm really not up for a really long hike. I'd rather just, find some place to go on the trail and just do some walking. And, it depends on your definition. There's so many definitions out there of what true hiking is. Is there a difference between walking, hiking, roaming, wandering? And it all depends on how you look at it. Me personally, to me, walking is just walking around on the sidewalk, but it can also be considered hiking in my opinion. But mostly to me, hiking is actually getting out in nature, in the woods, on a trail somewhere. It doesn't have to be in the woods. It can be, along some open field, nature trail. But you're actually getting out in nature, getting the benefits of nature. To me, that is what hiking is. But other people will say, well, that's just walking. Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk in the woods. Yeah, well, you can call it walking, I can call it hiking. It doesn't really matter what the term is. But to me, walking, I'm walking through the woods right now. Actually, I'm coming up to a boardwalk here. I'm going to go up to the overlook and check out the other side of the pond I was sitting at earlier. But I'm walking through the woods, but I'm also out in nature, so I consider it a hike because I'm moving, I'm going. And I'm not bucking off like a hiking club, where I'm stopping and seeing stuff, I'm enjoying the views, but I'm also, getting some exercise, getting some real good, healthy exercise. Hiking's good for you. Strolling, wandering, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. So, but trust me, if I ask you, hey, you want to go for a hike? I mean, we're going for a hike. We're going out into nature, and it's usually going to last at least a mile or more. It's probably going to be more. Whereas if it's for a walk, it might be just through town on sidewalks and you're going just a short distance. It all depends. But so if I ever ask you, hey, you want to go for a hike, and you are wondering, ask me to clarify how far, how long, how many hills, if you're really that concerned about it. With my wife, she knows when I say, I want to go for a hike, I'm basically mean let's go out in nature. Could be a nice level trail like today, or it could be up hills, mountains, but she knows enough to ask me, because she doesn't like the hilly sections. But anyhow, so however you want to define it, the dictionary, they actually will give you different definitions too. But basically, just get outdoors, explore the natural world. There are a lot of benefits of hiking, especially when you're out in nature doing it. If you're in the middle of a city just walking around, you're getting exercise, but you're missing out on a lot of other benefits. When you're out in nature hiking, I did an episode on, the benefits of being outdoors in the woods. But, just with hiking, you're getting the physical health. It builds stronger muscles and bones. It's cardiovascular exercise. It's helping to improve your heart health. It's increasing your respiratory health. You're something a lot of people don't think about when you're out hiking, especially in the woods and on trails. It improves your balance. My wife is always looking down when she's hiking because she doesn't want to trip on any, tree roots or rocks or anything in the trail. I'm always looking around. She would have missed the squirrel that I just saw climbing up the tree, probably getting ready for the colder months. But I can sit there and enjoy seeing it all. But I do trip on tree roots every once in a while, or sticks or whatever. But it improves the balance. Being out when you're walking and you suddenly step on a rock or you step on a tree root or you step on something. The trail is not level. So, it does help with balance when you're hiking. It lowers your blood pressure, and getting all this exercise and all this health. It also tackles obesity. We have a problem with that in this country. All that sugar and fatty foods and processed foods, and it's like there's a real obesity problem in America. And getting out and walking and hiking, hey, it doesn't take a lot. I can't even remember the numbers, but the CDC actually did some studies, and they recommend doing, I believe it's at least 30 minutes of strenuous exercise every single day. I believe that's what it is. I'd have to look up the numbers to actually find out. But you go to the CDC website, Google exercise, CDC, how much should I get? They'll give you all the numbers. But they do recommend you getting physical exercise every day, which a lot of people don't do. Okay? And I've always talked about, the mental health of it, because being out in the woods, being out in nature, it really relaxes you. I was actually substitute teaching today. Oh, temptation here. Temptation. Yeah, I'm going for it. Okay, just noticed a little cutoff trail here. It's not one of the main trails going into the woods, so I'm going to do a little exploring here. Over a great big tree root here. It looks like it just goes off into open section of the woods. Doesn't look like it's a real trail. Someone just cleared it to get into the woods here. Yeah, that's all right. Kind of cool. Get me off the beaten path into the woods. But anyhow, stressful day today. The kids are all wound up, and I have one class where they just were not cooperating, we're not listening, trying to teach them how to solve math problems, algebra, and it's like they just were not paying attention. Half of them didn't do their homework from the night before. They really stressed me out. I try not to let that get to me. I'm just a substitute teacher. I'm not, but to me, it's like I care. I want them to get good grades. I want them to do well in life. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. That's why I teach. That's why I love to teach, is I want others to learn about these things. Nice big opening here that it brought me to. Lots of trees, beautiful trees. But it's like I've pretty much forgotten about all that. As soon as I got in the woods here, as soon as I got out on the trail, it's like, oh, yeah, I can take a deep breath, I can relax. This is nice. Yeah, it's just scientific studies have proven, getting out in the woods, getting out in nature, even if it's just hiking on the trail. And I'm not in the middle of some wilderness. I'm actually hearing some traffic noise because, like I said, this is a rather small preserve close to the road. So I am hearing some traffic noise. I'm hearing a leaf blower off in the distance, which is probably something I'm going to have to do when I get home, is finish my leaf blowing. But, I'm hearing a little bit of noise, but I'm also hearing the birds and the wind through the trees. And it's just relaxing. It's just so relaxing. So mental health. nowadays there are so many stresses. There's so much mental, illness out there, whether it's minor or major. It's just we live stressful lives. We take it all in, and we don't know how to let it go. Well, let the woods absorb it. Go out in nature. Go hiking. All of this actually helps you. It relaxes you. Get outdoors for all these health benefits too. So this winter, do not hibernate. We're not a hibernating species. We're supposed to be active in the winter, so let's be active. Now, before I wrap things up here, I do want to remind you of trail safety. Okay, listen to my last episode. I just did an episode on winter hiking safety. So make sure you listen to that and are prepared. I'm not going to repeat it all. Make sure you're prepared before you go out on your hike. I've got my jacket on. It's not too cold out, so it's just a thin jacket. I also have good shoes. I got sneakers on. And the reason I have sneakers today instead of my hiking boots is I know the trails here. I know how, level they are. They are either stone or paved. So they're pretty even. Not a lot of, obstacles or anything. So I knew I wouldn't need my hiking boots. So that's why I'm just wearing my sneakers. But dress proper footwear, proper clothing. If you're going on a long hike, make sure you have the essentials like water, food. You have a first aid kit. This is just a short hike for me. I'm close to civilization, so I didn't bring a lot with me. I do have my granola bar for just in case. I do have some water also, but I know I probably wouldn't need it. But always be prepared for your hike. And one more thing. Make sure you bring a friend. Yeah, bring a friend with you. I didn't bring a friend with me. No one was available, but bring a friend with you. Introduce them to hiking. It gives you some company, someone to talk to, someone to show and experience the nature together. So, that's just an awesome thing to do. Introducing more and more people to hiking. Find a hiking club if you want, but make sure that they do have hikes where you can actually stop once in a while, just relax and watch. It's like I'm on the end of another natural pond. I'm seeing up in the trees, the turkey vultures are circling overhead. I'm still alive, guys. They're circling overhead. They're going to be heading south pretty soon. Yeah, as soon as the snow starts flying, they're going to be heading south, and probably before that. But I'm also seeing up in the tree a big paper wasp nest, on the side of the pond. It's another section of pond, a little cloudy down here in the pond. So, there's some movement though. I think I'm seeing some ripples on the surface, so maybe frogs or fish or some insect there. So get out and experience nature. Get out and hike, not just this Sunday because it's National Take a Hike Day, but every day, Don't let winter, in the cold climates here in the north, don't let winter, push you inside. Just dress for the weather, prepare for it, and find some easier trails to take. But for your health, for your safety, for your sanity, get outdoors this winter. So I hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast, and I hope you will rate and review it and share it with friends, not just your hiking experience, but share the podcast with friends. So just if you're interested in supporting the podcast, go to the show notes. There's my Ko-Fi page that you can support it with, or buy some merchandise. Hey, getting close to Christmas here, guys. So great merchandise on the Nature Wanderer merch shop. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, gifts for your pets, whatever hits on there, and I've got several different designs on there. So be sure to check that out. It supports the podcast, keeps me, going, pays the bills, and you can get great gifts for Christmas, for the holidays, for all your loved ones and friends. And so anyhow, check out the show notes. All the information's in there. If you ever want to learn something about anything in nature, just feel free to drop me a DM and I'll try to do some research and do an episode on it. I keep saying that, and I think I've only had one listener actually request a couple of episodes, and I have done them, so it will happen. So yeah, if you have any ideas for future episodes, please feel free to drop me a DM, and I'll see what I can do about making them live. Remember, nature related, that's what this podcast is all about. So, well, I'm going to be heading back to the car. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get out and go hiking. Don't hibernate this winter. We're not supposed to. And above all, keep exploring the nature around you. Have a great day, everyone. Did you know that plastic is made with oil, a fossil fuel that pollutes the environment? And did you know that only about 15% of all plastic is recycled into new products? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could live our lives without plastic so that we could stop harming the planet? Well, there's a company that wants to help you do just that. Life Without Plastic sells products that will reduce or eliminate your dependence on plastic. They have a large selection from toothbrushes to food storage containers to drinking straws, all plastic free. And it's reasonably priced. So what are you waiting for? Check out all these great plastic-free products and help save the planet. Just click on the link in the show notes to find out more and to start your journey to being plastic-free.